So today we are launching the subscriber editions, the limited edition subscriber copies of Tales from the Tape 2. Now, I wrote the first edition, which is Tales from the Tape 1 during lockdown. And I must say, it's a labour of love for me. It was hard work. And we interviewed 36 former players and managers, and they told some stories they'd never told before. There was a lot of tears shed as well throughout the interviews, and there was some almost glimpses into our past that maybe without things like this that we would never have got to hear. One of the interviews was very poignant, actually. Vicky Wright, who we've sadly just lost, and you know, the way she was keeping and has kept her father's legacy alive was just beautiful. And for me, it was an honour to put that into the book. So we're launching Tales from the Tape 2. We've got some absolutely fantastic interviews. Just to go back to Tales from the Tape 1, or Volume 1, we raised, and I say we because it was you guys who very, very sort of generously purchased it, £20,000, and £10,000 of that was, or over £10,000 of that was raised from the book sales alone. And then an anonymous donor liked the book so much he bought 3 copies for his kids and donated another £10,000 because he enjoyed the book that much. Now, if that's not a testament to the production, then I don't know what is. So I decided to do Tales from the Tape 2. There was a lot of stories I'd heard on the podcast, heard off air as well, that I just couldn't keep to myself. So Tales from the Tape 2 is now in production. It will be printed and ready by December, by Christmas. So it make a fantastic gift where you can put someone else's name in or your own in the back of the book. Just £30 for that. And it really is, listen, I shouldn't be saying it really, but it's a good book. And the reason I say that, it's not me or my writing, it's the subjects that are in it. Some of the people that are in it, for example, Dennis Conyard and Greg Fellows. Now, Dennis was a physio in the 80s during the dark era, and Greg Fellows was a coach under Tommy Docherty. Some fantastic stories. Then we look at that era, we've got people like John Burridge. I mean, John, what a character, tells some great stories. We dig a bit further back, we go into the 60s with Ted Farmer, 70s, Bobby Gould, John Richards, Willie Carr, Jeff Palmer. Then we move into the 80s, players like Mick Bennett. Now, Mick, you've probably never heard of Mick, 9 games for the club, but all great stories. Then we look at the 90s, we go to John DeWolf, Chris Marsden. We all remember Chris. I mean, these guys tell some great stories. And then most recently, we look at players like Johnny Gorman, who explains why football wasn't actually his dream. Steve Hodge, who looked after the bomb squad at Molineux with Jamie O'Hara, and we managed to get Jamie O'Hara's chapter in 2. And you know, that is absolutely mind-blowing. There's also a chapter on a guy called John Pender, played for Wolves in the 80s, who's now suffering from the debilitating illness, motor neurone disease. And you know, it's a really, really passionate, humbling story. Looking at some of the stories from Bobby Gould, he was actually crying on the podcast. So there's some real passion in these stories. So it's just £30. I will put the link in the bio. Some great stories that I can guarantee you will have never, ever, ever heard before. Even when I'm writing it, I'm having to read it twice because I can't believe some of the stories, and I'm sure you will too. So thank you for your support. We are supporting 3 great charities close to my heart: the New Cross Neonatal Department, RWT, Royal Wolverhampton Trust, Breast Cancer Now, which is obviously important to me, and the 1P36 Family Trust, as that is the condition that my daughter suffers from. So thank you for your support, guys. I'm sure you'll enjoy the book. Get buying and get your name in it. Thank you.